the earth goddess, along with all the gods and great personalities, approached the world of Brahma, the creator. And now there was a question, how can they contact Lord Vishnu? And Lord Shiva tells Parvati that I was also in that congregation. And I told them, Jaake hridaya bhagati jasi preeti, prabhutah pragat sadat hi riti. Anyone who has devotion and divine love in their heart, God manifests in that heart, so you don't have to look for a place and where to find God. Ag jag bhai sab rahit viragi, prem te prabhu pragatai jimi agi. God is all permeating and yet all transcending, like the sky permeates all the clouds, but transcends all the clouds, untouched by them. Prem te Prabhu pragatai. God is all pervasive, interpenetrating. But wherever there is devotion in the heart of a devotee, God manifests in a special way. Jimi agi. Just like fire is latent in all the fuel, all types of woods. But if you create a friction, that fire emerges. Otherwise, it's all there. You don't have to go around looking for where the fire is hiding. Suni viranchi man harashatan pulakinayana bahadir astuti karata jorikar savadhana matidhir. Then all the gods' people were settled and they began to offer prayer. Prayers are offered in excellent poetic composition, and they can be sung, and they are very enchanting, beautiful, inspiring. I will give you some examples. Jai Jai Suranayak Jana Sukhadayak Natapala Bhagavanta Godvijay Hitakari Jai Asurari Sindhu Suta Priyakanta Palana Suradharani Adbhut Karani Maram न जानई कोई जो सहज कृपाला दीन दयाला करऊ अनुग्रह सोई. O Lord, you are the Lord of all gods. You are the delighter of your devotees, protector of those who have taken refuge in you. Glory to you. You are the doer of good to cows, Brahmins. Cows symbolize all living beings. You are the destroyer of demons, and you are the Lord and beloved of Lakshmi Devi. Glory to you. You are the sustainer of the earth and the heavens. Your Leela, the divine ways by which you conduct the whole world, sustain it, support it, destroy it, create it. That Leela is beyond human imagination. Adbhut, startling. You are embodiment of grace and compassion. please shower your compassion on us. Any prayer can be adopted by a devotee for enhancing your devotional practice. Jai Jai Avinasi Sabghatavasi Vyapaka Paramananda Avigata Gotitam Charita Punitam Maya Rahita Mukunda Yahi Lagi Viragi Ati Anuragi Vigata Moha Muni Brinda Nisibasara Dhyavahi Gunagana Gavahi Jayati Satchidananda. O Lord, the imperishable one, the indweller in the heart of every individual, all permeating embodiment of bliss, not knowable by senses and mind, beyond the senses, embodiment of purity, without Maya, giver of liberation. Adorations to you. Jai, Jai Ho. यही सृष्टि उपाई त्रिविध बनाई संग सहाय न दूजा सो करौ अघारी चिंता हमारी जानिए भगति न पूजा जो भव भय भंजन मुनि मन रंजन गंजन विपति बरूथा मन बच क्रम बानी छाड़ी सयानी शरण सकल सुर जूथा. You, manifesting in the form of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, you have created this universe. We do not know bhakti, devotion, nor do we know puja, worship, implying an aspirant is always limited, implying you could have known a little more. No one can say, I know. You are the destroyer of the fear of the world process. That fear settles in the mind of those who are spiritually sensitive, implying they don't want to come back. This life has taught them sufficient lesson that they don't have to repeat the same thing again. So thus, they offered their prayers. Jani sabhay sur bhumi, Jani sabhay sur bhumi suni bachana samet sane, gagan gira gambhir bhai, harani soka sandeh. Knowing that all these people are offering prayers and they are afraid of the adharma, unrighteousness, a divine voice emerged. And the voice said, do not be afraid. I am going to incarnate in the house of King Dashratha and Kausalya, because I have already conferred boons on them because they practiced austerity in their previous life. According to my boon, I will incarnate as their sons, Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrugna. Afterwards, Lord Brahma turned to gods and said, since Lord Vishnu has decided to incarnate as Rama, all of you incarnate as monkeys and bears, whichever you choose. To help Rama, because Rama is incarnating incognito. Nobody should know him is a God. And you also incognito look like monkeys and bears, but gods. You are God within you. God is within you. That's again is allegorical presentation of human birth. Monkeys and bears are your energy operating through your unconscious, through your senses. Mind is more of a monkey, and senses are monkey babies. And certain mental concepts that stay sleeping in the subconscious level, they are the bears. And the soul that is Satchidananda, existence, knowledge, absolute. Existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute, is acting like a human being. Secret. Nobody knows it. Until the Guru puts his lips near your ears and tells the secret. Don't you know? Thou art that. That's dramatized. Rava comes. Nobody knows who he is. And for those who know, hide it. They don't talk about it openly. Because if it is openly talked about, then Rama's mission will not succeed. If you accept it intellectually, I am God, then finished. And another point, that truth, God is within you, you are God, that truth has to be revealed. You live your life in such a way that you go on recognizing the unfoldment of that truth. That's what we mean by asato ma sadgamaya. From asat, unreal, lead me to the real. Now, moving on to highlighted points. Lord Rama is born, and the joy that is being expressed by Pragat Kripala Deen Dayala Kausalya Hitakari Harashita Mahatari Muni Manahari Adbhuta Rupa Vichari Lochana Abhirama Tanugana Syama Nija Ayudha Bhujachari Bhushana Banamala Nayana Bishala Shobha Sindhu Karari. This also gives you a support for Vatsalya Bhav. Turning your mind to God as if God is a baby. And summoning all your feeling as if you are a parent. Mother to be the best. God, with the ocean of compassion, deen, all those who are deen, poor, blessed are the poor. He showers His grace on them. Harashita Mahatari, the mother is so delighted. She looks at Rama, Muni Manahari. He captivates the mind of sages. That again is a profound truth. There, look at the face of any baby that captivates the mind of sages, because that's the goal. Be a baby face. Childlike. No ego. That's how you come. But ego will emerge from you, because there is a cause for ego which is there, sleeping. The negative within you is sleeping while you are a child. So at the best what you become is childish. Not childlike. If you really grow in a spiritual way, you may become many things, but you end up being childlike, not childish. The highest truth is childlike. When the sun comes, it doesn't even whisper. Childlike, soft. That's the goal of Vatsalya Bhava. Allowing your heart to develop that type of sentiment towards God. Not expecting anything, but delighting the very fact that He has created you. And He is sustaining you. Even when you sleep, He goes on working with your office in your unconscious. Many things of the body you are not aware of. It doesn't matter. He takes care of. The mother of mothers. That, if that were to get deeper, then your prayer is not for ego satisfaction, but for increasing closeness with God. The mother's prayer to the child, come in my arms, look at me. And so the prayer goes on describing that God, in whose cosmic body countless world systems exist, like so many hair on the body, each hair is a world system. And that God has become my child. What the whole world will laugh at this statement. But that again you are being reminded of the mystic truth. The whole world goes on telling you what you are and where you should be until you come to satsanga. And you are told, you are Brahman, the Absolute. So that's bringing it to the highest level. But before that, the idea that there is a movement within you that's like a child. And if that bhavana, that feeling God is a child, were to be nourished by you in a proper way, it will lead you to enlightenment. Everyone, therefore, has that potentiality of being a mother of God. And that's the ideal presented to householders. Souls that are going to come in your family, they are God's rays. Deal with them as you would. You love your child, but your love should not stay with the way the child looks, the way the child weighs. Your love should go deeper. Who is shining through the eyes of the child? Same one who is shining through the sun, who is surging as an ocean, who is all permeating Brahman. And that's what the vision comes to her. She's Brahman has come into her arms. And she becomes startled, upset, and says, "Oh Lord, please. Mata buni boli so mati doli tajahu tataya rupa." Oh God, do not present this form, cosmic form, before me. Just stay, baby. Keep all that secret to yourself. Ki jaisi sulila ati priya sila yah sukha param anupa. In a very joyous way, pleasant way, what the scripture is telling. Don't let your intellect bring to you such amazing description of the universe. We see sometimes as parents competing with each other. Do you know about what happens in us? Do you know the latest discovery? The people have found so many thousand suns together shine. And the idea is thereby you think you are gaining great knowledge. You are coming closer to God because you know His immensity. That closeness is just superficial. The closeness of viewing God as source of love, so tender that mind turns to become a motherly mind. Not the mind expecting a return, but a mind that just enjoys loving. And it opens up to deeper and profounder love, unendingly. So no more of the cosmic vision. Stay, baby. सुनि रुदन परम प्रिय बानी संभ्रम चली आई सब रानी. Now, the divine Rama, after all this, started crying. And immediately the news that child is born. Soon after, Kaikeyi gave birth to Bharata and Shatrughna, twins. No, just Bharata. Sumitra gave birth to twins. Sumitra gave birth to Lakshmana. Lakshmana became close to Rama. And Shatrughna became close to Bharata. 3 queens gave birth to 4 sons. There are many details and give you a kind of a mathematical concept of how the incarnation, full incarnation was Rama. A little less was Bharata. A little less was Lakshmana and Shatrughna. I'm not entering into that mathematics. And there was immense joy. Again, to understand Rama's birth implies Rama is wisdom, absolute revelation, shining sun. Lakshmana relates to will aspect in your personality. That gives you strength of mind. And Bharata relates to that aspect of the mind that promotes dharma, righteousness. upasana-based mind, mind that turns to God with meditation and devotion. Shatrughna is that aspect of God that destroys malas, gross impurities. The Shatrughna goes on destroying malos, anger, hate, greed. Lakshmana goes on giving you divine qualities, Daivi Sampat, the Lakshana, characteristics of greatness. Bharata goes on giving you a backing in your unconscious based on profound devotion to Rama, a power that sustains all this movement in a profound way. And each character is further elaborated in Ramayana, what they do. At this stage, Shiva says to Parvati that when Rama was born, and I myself, disguised as a normal human being, taking with me great sage Kakabhushundi, also disguised as human beings, we both went and enjoyed the festivity. Subtle point. The moment a divine feeling emerges in your heart, Rama is coming up. And all great forces, all the great vibrations, divine presence, people who are saintly, all great souls, as if they are drawn to that expression. Put it another way, devotion to God is like a fragrance coming out of the blossom of your heart. And what's the proof of the fragrance? All the bees come without any big announcement. They all come and immediately begin to enjoy festivity. Now there came a time for naming ceremony. जो आनंद सिंधु सुख राशि सी करते त्रैलोक सुपासी सो सुख धाम राम असनामा अखिल लोकदायक विश्रामा. And sage Vasishtha gave the name Rama, saying, he who is the ocean of bliss, even a drop from that ocean sustains the three worlds. Okay, go to hold it. Rama is the abode of bliss and the giver of rest to the entire universe. to all souls. Therefore he is known as Rama. You know that Rama is international word. Panorama, Cinerama. The very word Rome comes from the same source, Rama. And the big festival among the Islam, the Ramayana. So Rama is a mantra that's contained in every language. Vishwa bharan poshan kar joi, takar naam bharata as hoi. And Bharata term is that which sustains the whole world. What sustains? Love of God. Love of God so profound, which is being portrayed by Bharata's personality, that he gets the opportunity of having the kingdom of the whole Ayodhya to himself. But he doesn't take it, he offers it to Rama and demonstrates a type of personality who will submit himself to Rama's will at any cost. And therefore India is known as Bharata. That impressed the minds of people, that ideal. Your culture should not go after collecting lot of wealth and becoming ruler by hook or by crook. But allowing God to rule over all, figuratively speaking, become an instrument in the hand of God. That has been the message of the spiritual culture of India. So in order to give the message, the name itself was given Bharata. Jake sumiran teri punasa naam Satruhan ved prakasha. And Shatrugna plays the role of destroying enemies. Enemies are anger, greed, hate, etc. व्यापक ब्रह्म निरंजन निर्गुण विगत विनोद सो अज प्रेम भगति बस कौशल्या के गोद. He who is all pervading, taintless, beyond the gunas, beyond pleasure and pain, unborn, the absolute. Behold, he is playing in the arms of Yashoda. Because, rather, Kaushalya, in another incarnation. Because of love and devotion. He did that with Kaushalya, with Yashoda also. Rekh kulisa dhwaja ankusha sohe. And all the details they are describing about the baby, how every expression of the baby, everything detail about the baby, the hair, nose, the eyes, the ears, all to the mother is delightful. The mother can't separate the toes from the nose. And that's Vatsalya Rasa, the special taste that devotee enjoys when this attitude, God is like a child. If this attitude flourishes, that special taste of divine love inundates your heart. And it contains something very profound. And that's illustrated by Ek baar janani anhavaye kari singar palana paudhaye. At one time, the mother bathed the child and put the child on a swing. And then, having placed him there in a cradle, she goes to offer prayers in her puja room. करी पूजा नैवेद्य चढ़ाया आप गई जहाँ पाक बनाया. She goes to the kitchen and she sees Rama is eating food. She had just put the baby to sleep. Then she goes to look at the cradle and he's sleeping there. Now which one? Sleeping one and the eating? Both at the same time. Her heart began to palpitate. You don't want your child to turn into two children. Two types of loss. If a child loses, that's a big loss. If the child turns two, that's a bigger loss. While she loses her common, normal consciousness, she begins to see cosmic form of God. Every roam, every hair of the body holds a whole cosmos. Countless suns, countless moons, countless Shivas, countless Brahmas. The immensity of creation. And the universe as it is physically, countless mountains, rivers, oceans, all there in the body of Rama. Seeing his mother being so baffled, Rama came back to his own form. And Kausalya, please, don't do it again. So Vatsalya Rasa goes very close to intellectual and intuitional experience. But what stands out in your heart is profounder love, not the details of the cosmos. And with this, I'm concluding for now. 5 minutes? Shri Ramaya Namaha Om Shri Ramaya Namaha Om. It's called Bal Charit. Rama as a baby, and many descriptions of Rama. During this stage, people sing in their bhajans, kirtans, and in their mind of it, in their imaginative mind, they see Rama coming up. मन क्रम बचन अगोचर जोई दशरथ अजिर विचार प्रभु सोई. He who is beyond the mind, beyond speech, beyond the reach of senses, that Brahman in the palace of King Dasharatha is playing like a baby. And while King is eating his food and he is asking Rama to come join, he's a baby. Oh! He looks at his father. He doesn't want to leave his friends. The other babies. He giggles at the father and just moves away. He doesn't know his father is big king, emperor. Nobody should disobey him. I'm making a joke out. कौसल्या जब बोलन जाई ठुमुक ठुमुक प्रभु चलहि पराई. Kausalya goes to get him, but he goes moving away. Tumuk tumuk. निगम नेति शिव अंत न पावा ताहि धरे जननी हठि धावा. He who can't be grasped by biggest of people, all the Vedas and etc., they can't grasp him. But here, mother goes and catches him, restrains him. धूसर धूरी भरे तनु धा आये भूपति बिहसी गोद बैठाये. And she brings him filled with dust. And the king brings Rama, who is besmeared with dust all over, in his arms, and dust doesn't matter anything to him. He's so happy. You don't bring dusty things with a big king with their wonderful clothes. But implying all that doesn't matter. When it comes to the heart, experience of the blossoming of the heart surpasses all external values. भोजन करत चपल चित इत उत अवसर उपाई भाज चले किल कतमुख दधि ओदन लपटाई. And mother is feeding him. And he goes on giving attention to her, but when she sees he has moved, slightest moved away in her attention, she immediately runs like a little puppy. And the rice and milk is all over his face. Dahi and bhat actually is yogurt and rice. Having described all that, Tulsi Dasi moves on, gives a big jump. Bhay kumar jamhi sab bhrata, deen janeu guru piti mata, guru grih gaye padhan raghurai, alapakal vidya sab pai. In 2 lines he completes. He is grown up, he has been given sacred thread, then he has been, all the brothers went to Gurukul. In those days, was the style. People were sent to live with Guru in a kind of a forest atmosphere. They're separated from their parents for a while. Alapkal, a very short duration. These brothers, they became skilled in all they had to know. Vidya vinaya nipuna gunasila, khelahi khel sakal nipandila. All they became skilled in academic knowledge, the knowledge that makes a person endowed with great qualities. Also, they expressed divine qualities as they played with others. Kartalaban dhanushati soha. In their, they held bow and arrows, which became their adornment. Whichever path they move, people become completely dazzled. Their eyes become focused on Rama. कौशलपुर वासी नर नारी वृद्ध रुबाल प्राणहु ते प्रिय लागत सब कहूँ राम कृपाल. Men, women, old and young, all look at Rama as he is the source of all love, the beloved of all. Thus Rama and his brothers delighted Ayodhya, people there. यह सब चरित कहा मैं गाई, आगिली कथा सुनहु मन लाई. Tulsi says, now I'm moving on to what happens after. Vishwamitra Mahamuni Jnani, Basahi Bipin Shubha Ashram Jani. Rama has not yet come to 16 years, still earlier, younger. But during that time, a great sage Vishwamitra, whose ashram was in a forest, and he was involved in creating a yajna, performing a yajna. Yajna is a religious rite for the good of all. That's symbolic of karma yoga, inspiring people to do their duties in a right way, but in a ritual manner that also has its own value. People perform a Vedic yajna, recitation of various mantras, people join in, best of herbs are put into the fire, they highly medicinal and spiritual vibrations enter the bodies of people who have joined them. It's an uplifting custom. The two aspects I have described, ritualistic and a broader. Vishwamitra plays that role. But Vishwamitra found that whenever he performed his yajna, demons obstructed his performance. Demons by the name of Maricha, Subahu. These demons represent malas, gross impurities, like anger, greed, desire for pleasure. देखत यज्ञ निशाचर धावहि. The moment yajna starts, those demons will come. Karahi upadrava muni dukha pavahi. And they start doing nasty things. Instead of wonderful sandalwood being put into it, they bring some filth and put it. A lot of garlic, a lot of onions. Smell of the atmosphere changes. A subtle description of the sadhana movement. The moment you start practicing meditation, you begin to remember what the things that you should not think of. So the malas begin to come. So your project of that could have helped all doesn't progress. Therefore Vishwamitra seeks the help of Rama and Lakshmana. By his intuition he comes to know that divine incarnation has occurred. If he has Rama and Lakshmana on his side, he can easily destroy those demons and perform the yajna in a successful manner. So he came to King Dasharatha. असुर समूह सतावहि मोहि मैं जाचन आयऊं निपतोहि. O king, demons are troubling us, and I have come for your help. Give me Rama along with his younger brother. They will destroy those demons, and I will be protected, and my yajna will flourish. Suni Raja atip apriyamani hridaya kampa mukha duti gumulani. Prior to this, king had asked him, please tell me whatever you want, I will give you. Now when he heard he wants Rama and Lakshmana, it was so unpleasant to his ears, his heart began to pump. It pumps always, palpitate. And the face no longer, the shine of the face withered. In my old age, I have been blessed with the 4 sons. O Brahmin, please think of it. Don't ask for Rama and Lakshmana. Ask all my wealth. Ask my body, ask my life. I will give you all. Don't ask Rama and Lakshmana. The words of Moha, you see. सुनि नृप गिरा प्रेम रस सानी हृदय हर्षमा नामुनि ज्ञानी. But Vishwamitra inwardly knew that it was great love of Dasharatha, and he was happy about it. Outwardly, that's a different matter. तब वशिष्ठ बहुविधि समुझावा नृप संदेह नाश कहाँ पावा. Then sage Vasishtha explained the king in many ways, and the king came to recognize the role of Rama and Lakshmana, and he didn't have any more doubt. This particular point has developed into big volumes of Yoga Vasishtha. What did Vasishtha explain? Rama was given all this essence of Vedanta philosophy in the most delightful manner. It went on for a whole month, day by day, from morning till the end, every day. And people listened to it, and they all became enlightened. King Dasharatha understood the role of Rama. You must realize all this is artistic presentation, not an actual historical type of event. Religion has nothing to do with historical events. Though the scriptures are all described, written as if there was a king, as if everything happened exactly the way it is being said. And if you have proper sensitivity, then you realize if it is not a historical fact, that doesn't mean that it has become lesser. Rather, it has become greater. If Rama was a historical personality, you know you can never meet him. You can always read it in history. You can put a paper mark where the Rama's story is there, in the biggest book of the world. You can put a paper mark for Christ, Buddha. But in what way are you going to be benefited by proving that he existed at that time? The whole purpose is to understand that all descriptions of sages and saints they have emanated from the heart of sages. Finally, Rama and Lakshmana, they accompanied sage Vishwamitra, and Vishwamitra moved on to his ashram with Rama Lakshmana. That's now the role of Rama's incarnation takes a definite picture. That is the stage of destroying malas, gross impurities, and promoting karma yoga, actions that will bring about friendliness with all. Vishwamitra, Mitra is friend, Vishwa is all the world. And there Vishwamitra gave to Rama various weapons. Weapons relate to spiritual insights. They are all described like arrows and special things that very similar to atom bombs type of thing, energy. The sage is supposed to have been a whole arsenal. But that arsenal is of a different type. The words are the same about guns and bombs and all that. Words are similar. The implication is the inner powers. प्रात कहा मुनि सन रघुराई निर्भय यज्ञ करहु तुम्हें जाई. Early in the morning, next day, Rama said that, O sage, start your yajna. And Rama and Lakshmana prepared themselves to remove any obstacle to that yajna. Suni maricha nisachar kohi, lai sahai adha vamu nidrohi. The moment yajna started, demons known as maricha, you know, in Hindi word mirchi, chilies, hot chilies. It stays on with you. You know, when the chili has gone away, you put your finger into your eye and your eye knows. Maricha refers to two-aspected impurity. Impurity that expresses itself and is hot. It's well developed. Rama doesn't destroy Maricha completely. He discharges an arrow that didn't have sharp point about it. And so the arrow pushed Maricha far away. The implication in your sadhana, early stage, you push the negative in you in your unconscious. You control it, but the subtle impression stays alive. It's called Tanu Manasi state. Vasanas exist in different, let me name that to you. In children, vasanas exist in prasupta state, latent. People who are practicing sadhana and in good association, vasanas exist in tanu state, attenuated. So attenuated that person doesn't know. Person says, oh, I've never been angry for the whole month. So I have conquered it. But it is there. It's a refrigerated snake. Then vichinna state. Vichinna state, you have the ability to hide your mental expressions. You are angry at someone, but someone is coming of great interest. You are a business person. So you hide your anger under the rug and welcome the person with dripping with sweetness. But when you have finished dealing with that, then bring back your the ability of keeping all negative and positive intact. That's called vichinna state, layered up state. The last state is called udara state, a vasana that cannot be hidden. And it expresses so much that you don't know it. Person becomes so angry that eyes are bursting out of the head. And someone says, you shouldn't be angry like that. Angry? The eyes become more glaring. Who is angry? The udara state, expanded state. Your goal is control that expanded state, cure that overpowered state, go to the root. When it comes to a thinned out state, go to the root of it, burn it up by the fire of knowledge, and called dagdhavastha. The vasanas have been destroyed. So at this stage, this maricha was not destroyed, but pushed into the unconscious. After a while, they had lived with Vishwamitra. And Vishwamitra receives an invitation to be present in Dhanushi Yajna, a special type of ritual being performed by King Janaka. And that involves, Janaka has a daughter, Sita Devi. The Sita Devi is the symbol of intellect that will become intuitional. And Rama must join Sita in order to attain liberation. Rama is the soul movement. And Rama, soul must join with the intellect. Together, intellect becomes intuitional and the soul regains its full reality. That becomes Rama Rajya. Easily said, but many things now are involved. And this is the beginning now. Vishwamitra receives an invitation. And according to the invitation, Vishwamitra takes Rama and Lakshmana and they proceed. On their way, Vishwamitra shows Rama a rock, very special rock. People who go to pilgrimage centers, they are shown rocks, they are shown footprints, they are shown many things with stories around. So here the story was that Shila, the rock, Gautama Nari, there was a great sage Gautama. There was and was present in Rama's time. And Gautama's wife. Now Gautama and his wife were practicing such intense austerity and devotion that Indra became upset that Gautama is going to get that kingdom. Indra, therefore, assuming the form of Gautama, tempted the wife of Gautama and deceived her. And of course, Ahalya, that was the name of his wife, she was not at fault. But Gautama, seeing, conversing with Indra, who has taken the form of Gautama from a distance, already came to a quick conclusion that his wife has left him or betrayed him, or at least fallen under the sway of somebody else. So he pronounced a curse on Ahalya, may you become a rock, and cursed Indra with something else. Leprosy all over his body. Accordingly, that was the rock. That's what which. However, the remedy was also pronounced by the sage that if Rama were to touch that rock, the dust of his Rama's feet will make the rock come to life. This is the story of faith in every individual. Faith within you has the power to lead you beyond heaven, liberation. Gautama relates to a state of ego, good ego, that creates a situation that faith in a human being becomes frozen. It is there, but it will become effective if devotional movement were to start in your heart. So until then, Gautama in you is passive, not very dynamic. Ahalya in you is frozen. Indra's world is safe. But now Rama is coming, and Vishwamitra introduces Rama to Ahalya's rock, and Rama puts his foot on it. And immediately the rock becomes alive. And Ahalya offers prayers to Rama. Par satapada pavan sokana savan pragat bhayi tapapunj sahi. The moment Rama placed his foot on the rock, the touch of Rama's foot that bestows sanctity, purity, and destroys all types of sorrow. The moment that touch was felt by that rock, became transformed into Ahalya. And with folded hands, she offered prayers to Rama. This is a dramatization of awakening your faith that has been sleeping, unconscious, bringing that faith into a living, dynamic state. So that in Rama's journey, faith was the first point. And then Rama, Lakshmana and Vasishtha, they crossed over Ganges river. And finally, they entered Janakpur, the great city of King Janaka. Puraramya Tarama jab dekhi, harshe anuj samet vishekhi. That Janaka's capital city was extremely prosperous, endowed with the beauty of nature, abundance of beauty of nature. And people were very happy, joyous. Here you are being given an idea of the abode of bhavana, feeling. What should be the type of city where that feeling grows, which is going to marry Rama? It is a picture of your unconscious with all the impressions. And it is a whole garden, mystic garden. It is in that King Janaka is the spirit of Videha, means spirit of enlightenment. Janaka himself was a great enlightened sage. His daughter is that aspect of intellect which has the potentiality of becoming intuitional intellect. Therefore, whoever marries Sita will be, in other words, only Rama can marry Sita. The soul that discovers I am that. Project is for everyone. Soul in you is God's ray. Intellect in you has that capacity to turn into intuition. Intuitive intellect wedded to the soul within you is no longer limited by the world. It becomes Rama Rajya. Rama and Sita have come together. Story ends. But now you are giving a drama. Many details about King Janaka's city, about the place where Sita lived. And both of them, King Janaka met with Vishwamitra and these two brothers. When Janaka saw these two brothers, he experienced ecstasy. And Vishwamitra introduced Rama and Lakshmana to Janaka. That Janaka first said that, how wonderful these two, who are they? And Vishwamitra said, these two, they are dear to all living beings. They are not ordinary people. And Rama smiles internally. Every scene that is created in Ramayana becomes a basis for devout meditation. It uplifts people. And the king says, O sage, these two brothers, they are the giver of bliss to bliss itself. So King Janaka and two brothers, now they are given a quarter, a place to live in. And Rama expresses a desire that he would like to see the garden of King Janaka. I'll have to hold off now. Yes, yes.
So we open the floor to questions and answers. Any question does not necessarily have to pertain to the Ramayana or this segment. Please raise your hands if you have a question, and Priyanka will bring you the mic. Please speak into it. Keep the mic close to you.
Swamiji, there's a difference between being free from the ego and being rid of the ego, yes? Or is it considered the same? Because
Again, please, what is that?
That about the ego,
Mm-hmm.
The negative ego, not the exalted ego of self-realization, but that there's a difference between saying one is, you can't really get rid of your ego ever. Right? Is that true? Because you would not be in your body anymore.
The simple point to understand, your ego follows the three gunas, tamas, rajas and sattva. If you have sattvic ego, then that's no problem. Sattvic ego is transparent. Like you have a big stick, but the stick is transparent. It does not assert itself. But rajasic, tamasic ego need to be treated. That's what that ego now can give you negative qualities or positive qualities. They have to be regulated. And that is not you. That's like a person with a headache.
The hospitalization.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Gurudev, like yesterday, today I'm very, very inspired by all that you have to say. More so, I'm very impressed, very, very impressed by the role of our director here and maybe the protector of this ashram, Sri
Swamiji is the
It's
protector.
okay.
Arti.
That's
You know,
fine.
she's been
Very well, very well.
masterful role here. Congratulations. and keep
Gurudev
up
is
the
the one
Very well, very well.
protector.
Gurudev, mention has been made in various scriptures about the great saints and the prophets and the gods performing miracles. I would like to know your maybe comment or maybe your belief or what you have to say about these miracles. In the Bible, we read of Jesus Christ raising the dead, Jairus' daughter,
He raised the
so
dead,
many
but the
others.
Listen,
In our Hindu scripture, Lord Krishna raised his foot when he was taken across the river, touched the river, and it all. Moses parted the river, the ocean, and we have seen so many of them. What are your impressions about miracles?
basic point to understand that those are allegorical presentations of divine power. If they are literally taken, then these days miracles are happening all the time. People dump a bomb and the whole place is destroyed within a moment. Where there was water, it can be dry up. Where there is a dried place, it floods. If you think that's miracle, that's useless. But those pictures are being given to you in a physical way in order to impress on your mind about the subtler point that you have spiritual energy within yourself in such a way that anger that had lived for a long time, now you can chop its head off, you can resurrect it, turn it into divine love. Those are subtler miracles. And miracles, if you take the miracles the way people understand it in the past, that those miracles mean nothing. You say, Lord Jesus resurrected a person who is dead, he came to life. But where is he now? Where is that man who was brought from dead? All that he did was he accentuated his mortality. I'm not looking down upon the real miracle, a person who is dead to his spiritual aspiration, and you resurrect him. A person who has been unsaintly, very crooked, he becomes divine. That matters more. Human values and qualities matter more than expressions of power and pulse and so forth. The miracle, therefore, is not in that direction. If that is so, that is kindergarten miracle. If someone comes to test your intuition, sits near you, he expects that you should know what he has eaten. And if you tell him exactly how much you ate, etc., child's mind gets thrilled. You are a miracle maker. All physical things, and if they are described to you in the form of amazing things, can happen. Where there is a mountain, there can become a lake. Where there is an island, the island can go down completely. That type of miracle is happening every moment. So when the scriptures talking about miracles, they are trying to approach the child mind, just like you give great teachings through fables. Fox begins to speak, the lion begins to speak, crow begins to speak. In the same way, stones rise up, they begin to speak. Demons come up with horns, and they begin to speak. People take it literally. But that's not the purpose of scripture. All that, the purpose is practice meditation. Turn your mind to japa, prayer. Change the course of your life. Practice integral yoga in daily life. And while you are doing it, don't expect, simply because you have started practicing integral yoga, that your car will make a quick jump. And if it sometimes happens, don't get excited. There's nothing to do with this ritual. Same question was asked of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa when he gave an example. Someone practiced yoga for siddhis, and it took him 20 years of very rigid practice to have a sense of levitation. As a result, he came out of his hut and there was a river and he just walked on. He walked on, so surprised, he is successful. Looked around, only monkeys were there. So he said, now, I must do something that people will see. So came to a place where the people moved from one bank of the river to the other by a rowboat. And they were all going into the boat and he just stood there. And they're all inside the boat. He started walking. The one wise man from the boat said, how long did it take you to do that? He said, 20 years. Look, behold, I can do it. And the man showed few pennies. Look, behold, pennies. I can cross this. Give to the boat.
I think the greatest miracle takes place in this satsang hall when Gurudev resurrects all the great sages of the past and brings to their wonderful wisdom to our level of understanding. With his immense intuitive wisdom, I think that's a miracle for all of us. And with that, I have a question, Swamiji. I'd like to understand, and for the information for everybody, the mystical meaning of the words Dasharatha, Sita, and how she was born, and also what is the significance of bows and arrows and the quiver that never is devoid of arrows.
Quiver relates to your chitta, the mental mind stuff. Arrows are your thoughts. And bow relates to your ability to control your mind and discharge arrows of thoughts. If mind is well controlled, you direct your arrows in a right way. If mind is not controlled, then arrows just go helter-skelter or whatever. Helter-skelter. So from that point, we talk about bow and arrows. Sita term comes from plough. A plough has a sharp edge. With that, earth is ploughed by farmers. This ploughing relates to viveka. Discriminative intellect ploughs through your unconscious. So all that was in the story of King Janaka, that once he started ploughing a field and suddenly it stuck into a magic vessel, and out of that vessel Sita was born. So Sita was born as a result of purified unconscious. Therefore the name Sita. And what was the other?
Dasharatha.
Dasharatha. 5 senses and 5 organs of action, they're called Dash 10. Your personality, your body is Dasharatha. And the soul operates through this body. At that level, you are playing the role of King Dasharatha. Through your physical embodiment, you will come to the role of having 3 queens, Kausalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi, 3 gunas. You will come to this stage of encountering Rama's movement until Rama brings about a termination of your role as Dasharatha. He dies as Rama moves on. In other words, there are stages in spiritual unfoldment, spiritual evolution. The first stage, the body and all the way it has been given to you, that plays its role. But it plays the best role if it can produce the Rama movement. And allowing the Rama movement to move on, it should pass away. Anything left out?
Swamiji, thank you for the satsang. I have a question about rooting out of the feelings. You talked about go to the root of the feeling and burn it out. Could you say a little more about that?
What was that again?
A little louder.
Okay. You talked about going to the root of feeling and burning it out. Could you say a little more about that?
It is not the feeling. I was referring to subtle desires called vasanas. They may become the basis of your feeling. This subtle desires, if you study the yoga, thought process has various stages. The deepest level within your mind is called unconscious, where seeds of thoughts are there called samskaras. From those seeds arise sprouts. The sprouting level of your deep-rooted impressions, they are called vasanas. Vasanas are close to your conscious mind, but you don't know them until they emerge. So that's what happens when you are coming to satsang. Your vasanas are touched very quickly and you are helped. And those vasanas, that's what I was explaining, the negative type of vasanas that you target, so that vasanas that you have are pure. But what are the negative types and how do they stay? That's what I described. Negative impressions based on anger, greed, etc., they lie deep. In a child, you don't even see it. It's called prasupta, latent. People in whom there have been a lot of spiritual discipline, it seems that negative has gone away, but it's hiding. That's called tanu state. Then there are people they think they are culture, and that's generality of people, who can handle their vasanas, their sentiments, their desires, coming from the unconscious. They handle it, which means, as I explained to you, you can hide your anger and express love, and you can put the love under rug and express anger. Gives you more flexibility. But that implies that the negative in you is always there. But there comes a time when negative becomes so powerful that you don't have any idea of hiding it. You don't find any fault with it. That's the worst type of people. But considering all these stages, the goal is the negative vasana must come to an end if you have deep understanding, deep communion with God. You don't give room for staying anywhere in your mind. And then that's called wisdom.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Swamiji, I have a couple of small questions. Is yajna means the self-effort towards greater good, I would think. Is it always nishkamya, or can it be sakamya yajna and nishkamya yajna also?
Both. Yajna relates to first ritualistic way. What you see in yajna, you are offering oblations, and oblations become sublimated. Similarly, in the process of evolution, growth, spiritual growth, you offer the negative within yourself in the fire of understanding, and the negative goes on being consumed. You move away from weakness, get more strength. Move away from greed, become more generous. Move away from anger and become more peaceful. The whole process is dramatized in ritual performance. It's symbol. The real yajna is within yourself. You are always sacrificing the gross aspect of you in order to reach the subtler aspect. The process can stay limited if your intellect has not opened itself to higher understanding. So you can create great improvement in your personality, but you stay like Narada without egodectomy. That type 1 yajna. Profound yajna, allow the ego to move away. Then you are moving nivritti aspect.
Thank you, Swamiji. Also, could you please comment on the word darshan? Darshan can be vision in the meditation. It could be darshan to these wise people see saints and sages. People see God, and you have said that in the past that darshan is a good sign, of course.
Everything depends upon the context. Early in the morning, you look through the window and see a vulture. That's a darshan, not a good thing. The term darshan is seeing, what you behold. So, practically, things that you see through your eyes, that's darshan. But that's not enough. Sometimes, if you are practicing yoga, in meditation, your mind creates a subtle spiritual sensitivity. It materializes in your mind just like in dream. You see certain things, something expresses. Your mind can't interpret it. But you describe it in the terms of light, in the terms of whatever, some experience. That's a darshan. Broadly, it is described as divya drishti. You are developing psychic vision. But no matter how much divya drishti you have, you are not in any better than anybody else. You should have prema drishti, vision of love that goes beyond the external limitations. And you should have jnana drishti. Jnana drishti and prema drishti are synonymous. Jnana drishti, the vision that all this is nothing but Brahman, God alone is. Through highly advanced intellect that has become intuitional, and a heart that has broken all barriers, developed profound love of God. There is nothing in the world which is not God. So you have prema drishti, jnana drishti. Until then, you have people who are working for divya drishti, which is, or brahma drishti. In the name of divya drishti, they are definitely brahma drishti, deluded vision.
Or Charma Drishti.
Charma drishti is your normal drishti.
Swamiji, how does one know it is Brahma Drishti or is it really good darshan?
Pardon?
How does one know if it is Brahma Drishti out of moha that you're seeing it?
Because
or
it is self-effulgent. Suppose you have been blind all the time and a doctor has cured it by special surgery, and cure has occurred during the night, and you have been very eager to know how does the sun look like. So I'm dramatizing it. I'm a storyteller. So you see someone bring you a candlelight. Is this the sun? The person, oh no, wait, sun. You will see sun. Someone brings a big flashlight. Oh, now I know that's the sun. You go on asking. As long as you go on asking, is this the darshan? You don't have that. When the sun rises, you don't ask. It's self-effulgent.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Swamiji, can you please speak a little more about Vishwas?
Vishwas. Think of the role played by Hanuman and Angada. Both are supplementary, complementary to each other. Hanuman is always with Rama and well recognized devotee. But for a special act, before Ramayana, the war were to start, Rama sends Angada with the permission of Hanuman, with his happiness. And Angada plays the role of talking to Ravana in a way that he has absolute power. Without consulting Ram or Hanuman, he plants his foot and says, if any one of you can shake it, I will have all the monkey army and Rama go away. That's the description of Vishwas. So your sadhana movement must lead you to Vishwas level. If the Vishwas level is not there, then it is shaky. But Vishwas level within your own heart, I am going to attain enlightenment, is not a shaky project. I put my foot down on it.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you, Swamiji, for this really great satsang. I would like to know a bit more about the connection of intellect and intuition. Is it intuition the highest level of intellect? Comment a little bit more about
Again,
this
please, what is
connection.
that? Between what? Temptation and what?
Intellect and
Intellect
intuition.
and intuition.
Yes.
Again, in intuition, the context in which I am talking about, is a spiritual revelation through the intellect. Not ordinarily as people, someone comes to you and, oh, this is what you are thinking. Oh, you have intuition. We are not talking intuition in that level. Because English word is not parallel. Sanskrit word is aparokshanubhuti, a direct perception without the use of intellect, mind and senses. And that capacity is there in your intellect. The only way it becomes intuitional.
Thanks.
In paintings, Ma Kali always has like skulls around her neck.
Pardon?
Ma Kali always has skulls around her neck in paintings. Why is that?
Someone should repeat that.
has the skulls around her neck. What is that?
But have you not seen her tongue? Ma Kali has X-ray vision. Anyone who puts on X-ray sees the skulls like that. That answer to his level.
Swamiji,
Yeah.
we go through this state of desiring union with Brahman, union with the essence of Guru. And then that desire has to go away. And it's just a matter of fully relaxing or letting go or surrender. I wonder if you can talk about that transition.
If you follow simple things in nature, first you desire, first you develop a hunger within yourself. You are hungry, therefore desire food. While you are desiring, you don't say, when will the desire go away? Go on eating the food. The more you are satisfied, the desire is moving away. Come to another predicament, this is the last food. And the last pang of hunger. And that's liberation.
Swamiji, could you kindly explain ahata and the anahata nada?
Ahatanata literally means beaten up sound. You slap these strings, do something with your hand. Even the piano, you go on pushing that. That's the ahatanada. Anahat, nobody is banging any string or anything. The experience arises that soothes your mind as if you have listened to a very miraculous orchestra. And it cannot be described. It can be just breeze blowing through the forest, water gurgling by, passing by. Yoga scriptures give you those sounds again in a symbolic way. They sound like chinny, 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 chinny. But all that you read cannot be taken literally. The basic point is whatever you are hearing, your mind is not experiencing ordinary sound, it is extra sensory experience. That experience is coming from a deeper level of consciousness, but that consciousness your mind is unable to interpret. So part of your mind starts singing and dancing. And when you describe it according to your own way, what you had. The reality is beyond. Anahata means coming as a result of your spiritual ascent. As you advance higher, your mind is gripping an experience which senses cannot bring. But whether the mind is ready to interpret it, describe it, that's a different matter. Okay.
Swamiji,
Hmm.
would you say faith is some kind of attachment to God?
Faith.
Faith.
Suppose I say yes. Faith is leading you to God. But what's the next question? You have to now understand faith. What the quality of faith? Faith can be rajasic, tamasic, sattvic. Tamasic faith means you have a faith that you are going to revenge on someone. That can be tamasic. The my way is the highway. That's faith. Tamasic faith. Rajasic faith, faith that helps you to get things you like, selfish fulfillment. Sattvic faith, faith that really makes you grow out of your body, out of your mind, makes you real spiritual upliftment. And when you begin to experience it, then you get attached to it. And that attachment goes on growing more and more. That doesn't happen with objects of the world. When you get attached to it, get suffocated by it. And if it goes on growing more, it's worse. So there is two types of attachment. Attachment to God is not ordinary attachment. So it is not called attachment, it is devotion.
Blessings, Swamiji. We are Satchidananda.
Louder.
We are Satchidananda, existence, consciousness, and bliss. Now, can you please explain existence in very simple terms?
Mind is concerned with three things, you see. You want security. The biggest focus of security is yourself. You want to exist and not fly away. So everyone is working for how can I go on living, existing. That aspect is Satchita Ananda. These are three deep-rooted urges in every individual. You want to exist all the time. You want to know more and more. You are never satisfied. Someone brings to you, I have something to show to you, something new you have never seen. A Facebook or whatever. And you want to know more and more. There is no end to it. The chit aspect in you. Deep down you are pure awareness. But you are operating through your mind, not knowing that what expresses through your mind is not you. There is a difference between the sun up there and a reflected sun in a jar. They look alike. When you think of yourself, you are thinking in the terms of how you are reflecting in a mind. To that reflected self, these three urges go after that soul. Every soul is working with how can I stay secure, permanent. If someone says, oh, it can be for 100 years. If you are just a fool, then that's okay. Have Jio lakh barish. Live for 1,000,000 years. We understand what? Yeah, a blessing given by people. But imagine, even 1,000,000 years comes to an end. An ending of anything, if it makes you desolate. All through 1,000,000 years, what you did ended. What I'm leading you to understand, these three urges operate in every mind, but they are fulfilled in realization, not fulfilled in the physical world. You cannot become existence absolute because everything that you see and touch is changing. But the underlying reality behind all things is existence. That existence is consciousness. Without being conscious, how can you know that is existence? And consciousness is bliss. As consciousness expands and we realize, in other words, that expansion of consciousness and blossoming of bliss both go together. In final, these three are not three different things. Existence is awareness. Awareness is bliss. And bliss is not a word. It's going beyond words.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we conclude now.
Before we conclude this session with prayers and kumkum blessings, I would like to remind you that tomorrow, once again, we will be starting 9:30 a.m. sharp. So please, on your own, be seated here before then, because a lot of ground to cover still. And we have 3 sessions tomorrow, reminding all, we will not be serving lunch. There will be snacks like we had this morning, today. So if you want to stay the whole day, please bring your lunch or bring some small sandwich or something in case you need something more substantial than what we have here to offer. Also reminding you all that today, Saturday, our guided meditation class, usually we